friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with a quick video. I am wanting to create some fall leaves with my die cuts here. I'll show you here in a second, but I'm going to be doing some ink smooshing using my Distress Oxide paints, and I pulled out one of the kits. These are the main colors in the Autumn Garden Journal, which is going to be the grand prize for the 2,000 subscriber giveaway. So we're getting to working on the journal here on camera. And so I pulled these out just to kind of get an idea of what tones of ink I wanted to use. So I'm going to show you what I picked. So I've got frayed burlap, and I actually put these all on card here. So let me just see if I can find each of these colors. So we've got fired brick, so I'm going to be using that because I want this to match the tones as much as I can. So if you look here, we can probably kind of get a little bit more in that range of this color here. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to use fired brick. We're going to use peeled paint. I thought that would be really cool to match the foliage, not the foliage. And let's see what else we've got here. We've got walnut stain. I'm not using walnut stain. Let me get to the next one here. I don't use my Distress Oxide paints very much, so I thought I would get them out and give them a try. Okay, they must be at the back. Frayed burlap. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I love the oxidation. It's very cool. So we've got that one, and I'm just wanting to show you kind of the true colors, because if you ever wanted to do this, you could pull out your inks and coordinate them a little bit with your design of what paper you're using or what your color scheme is. So having trouble with my fingers. And we've got fossilized amber, so that'll be our yellow, one of our yellows. And we've got, let's see, wild honey. That's that brighter yellow. That's going to be gorgeous. And one last one is we've got Victorian velvet. It must be at the very back. Go figure. Let's see if we can find it quickly here. That's milled lavender. Not that one. I had a little bit of a hard time finding a color that would go with the lighter florals in the kits that I'm using. I actually purchased kits from 3 different sellers that apparently got the rights to do digitals with the same pictures, which is not uncommon. And there's the Victorian velvet. So that's what we're going to be using. I just thought I'd show you my little flippy thing here. I got my die cut machine because we are going to be cutting out these leaves from Tim Holtz. So I wanted to have these for this journal. I thought they'd be a great addition to the project. So we're gonna, obviously that's gonna be the last step. I'm gonna move this out of the way. And so I'm just gonna work on 4 on camera here. So I've got 4 pieces. This is the Ranger, I believe this is the watercolor paper, which I'm a watercolorist, and this is not true watercolor paper in my opinion, in terms of I would not paint on this, but it's great for this project, this kind of technique. So I've got 4 of those. So I'm going to do one at a time here. So I think I'm going to start with the, let's see. Let's start with the fossilized amber. I don't know if it's going to work on here. I'm going to see if I can find my little things, these that come with the glass mat from Ranger, which I don't use, but this works great for doing ink smooshing on. So I'm just going to get that on here. Can I get it over the light? That would be epic. I don't like that ring light. But the colors are, the lighting is so bad in here right now. So there we go. I'll be just doing this opposite. Usually I would have these on, I would have it over on this side. So anyway, you get my drift. So we're going to start with, actually let's start with the fossilized amber and the wild honey. So I'm just gonna, I didn't mean to do 2 of those. And I'm just gonna go over here and do that. And I'm going to get my water here. I should have gotten that ready. Pardon me. And my arms and my body. There we go. So we're just going to spritz that. We are going to have lots of drying time here, guys, if you've done this technique before. And you want to take, if you're using this paper, you want to use the porous side up. Or, yeah, you want to do your smooshing on the porous side. So I just kind of go like that. Just do some ink smooshing. You guys have probably done this before. Look at that. Look at that. So let's set that aside. I think I'm going to do one more with these same colors. So I'm just going to try to, you know what? I'm going to get something to sop this up. Maybe an extra one of these so that I don't waste any of that ink, because that's just sad. So we'll just try to get some of that up. We won't be able to salvage it all, but there we go. You can use those for journal cards or something in the process here. In the journal, I'm just going to wipe this off. And I'm going to go with a second set of colors. So I think I'll go with the frayed burlap and the peeled paint. There we go, a little bit of water. I'll bring those other ones over and kind of spritz them a little bit to get that oxidation, excuse me. So again, porous side up, and I'm just going to kind of set it in there. Just switch it around a little bit. Oh, look at that. Yes! Oh, I love this. I always forget how much fun this is. So we'll set that one aside. We're going to get, I'll just pull this one back over and just go right over it. Those colors are going to work fine together. They're not going to create an ugly color. If you don't want these colors to really mix and make mud, you do want to make sure that you are drying in between. So I'm going to wipe this off because I'm going to set this down and I'm going to spray it a little bit just to get a little bit of movement and oxidization here. And then we're going to set that aside. We'll see that well, actually, let's just try it here. Sometimes what you can do, if you're unfamiliar, most of you probably know how to do this, is I like to set a paper towel on it just lightly and then just kind of pat a little bit. Oh, this is going to be a perfectly good one to use too. Look at that. I know the lighting is just really not great, you guys, but I don't have any more solutions. So let's do one with the Victorian Velvet and the Fired Brick. Really just trying to get an idea of the feel for the colors that I want. And this is the Fired Brick. So that was the Victorian Velvet. This is the Fired Brick. Again, another little spritz. And another card. Porous side down. Oh, look at that. That's going to be beautiful. Let me show it to you up against the digital here. I think that's going to be just fine. It's a little bit bright, so we'll probably come in with some brown on this. In fact, we may as well just do that now. It's not going to hurt anything because it's not going to make mud, because brown is already mud, right? Or it's kind of that dirty color. So let's go ahead and put some of this frayed burlap down. It's not really a brown. It's kind of a, it was a really interesting color on the on my little things. Let me see if I can find that again easily. It was kind of towards the front, if I remember right. Oh goodness, the fingers are not working. Oh, they all turned. I don't want to waste your time on that. But yeah. But anyway, I think you get my drift. So I'm gonna do a little bit less water on this one, and then I'm just gonna go in with that again, just kind of like that, and just get some different colors. We're not really getting a lot of movement here, so I am gonna, let me just get some water on here so that I can get that to move a little bit more. Ooh, that was really, ooh. It'll be pretty as a leaf though, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to dab that up a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be fine. So let's put that over there. Need another baby wipe. And let's go ahead and do one more. Let's do just the peeled paint this time. Let's see what we can what we get when we just use the one color. And again, porous side down. Oh, I love that color. Isn't that beautiful? It's a little bit too vibrant for that, for this project. So I think what I'm going to do is go in with a little bit of the, maybe we'll bring in some, I don't want to get any more ink. I want to stick to what we have. So let's get the frayed burlap again. Like so. It's just an experiment. They're going to be gorgeous no matter what we do. So let's just get a little bit of that in here this time. Oh, I got a lot there. I actually put on my Christmas list this year that I would like some Distress Oxide sprays. I haven't been a huge fan of the Distress Oxides because I actually don't like the chalky look, generally speaking. It kind of depends on what you're using it for. So I'm going to go ahead and move this mat really quick just for a moment. I'm going to bring these back over and I'm going to give them a good dry, and then we'll come back in with another layer. So I will be right back. Okay, I think that's going to be okay. So what I want to do with these two is I want to bring in some of the fired brick. And I'm going to be very careful. In fact, I think I'm going to get, let me see if I've got a piece of acetate here or something. I've got a little envelope or a card sleeve here I think will work. Let me just grab it really quick. And we're going to just do some, let me get this sticker out of here. It's really actually quite cute. I didn't realize those stickers came with those cards came with a sticker in it. Cute. So this is going to allow us to control it a little bit more, I think. So I'm not going to get my mat out here again because I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to put my ink directly on here and try this a little bit differently. Ooh, that's really a lot. I'm going to give that a spray. That is a lot. I'm going to have to soak some of it up because that is way too much. Let's try this amount here. So I'm just going to turn this over on here and just give it a little bit of a press. It's looking very orange, isn't it? I was hoping for something a little bit more pink. I'm not really getting that. So I am going to go ahead and just pat that. Oh, I think that's going to be okay though. Check that out. Isn't that cool? I like the white. If you don't like that, you want to probably put more water. So I'm just going to wipe that off, and I'm going to go in with some of the Victorian Velvet as well. Same process. I know this is a little bit off camera here. And this time I'm going to go straight in and see what we get. A little bit heavier handed. I'm going to just go like that, and I'm going to... Oh, I like that. I need more for this one though. I don't know if you guys can see that color. Lighting just makes it difficult. I'm going to be crying about that for the next 6 months. We're in for a lot of rain here. Okay, so I'm going to try it over here. I want to get some on that white, at least. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm not going for any one particular color per se. So I think what I'm going to do here, oh, I like that. I'm going to go ahead and use a paper towel and just kind of press on that because we're getting some different colors where that's not. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. Look at this. look at that. This is the Victorian velvet. It's so cool. Oh, I love that. Okay, and I think this is what I want to. I think this is going to be fine. So those ones I'm going to call, well, you know what? Let's get some oxidization here going on. I'm going to just spritz a little bit. And I'm going to let it set a minute. I'm not very patient. Abracadabra, dry, soak in, do your thing. Do your magic. Okay. Actually, let's set those aside and see what they do. It's an exercise in patience right there. So I'm going to set those over there. Now we've got these we've got this one too. So I'm thinking I want to do a little bit more with the frayed burlap on this one just to get some in this white area. So I think I'm going to go back to my, my mat right here. Cover my light up. I don't know why that bothers me so much, but it does. There we go. So we're going to get the frayed burlap again, which is where? Right here. And while I am doing this, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the giveaway. So this journal that we're working on now is called the Autumn Garden Journal, and it is the grand prize for the 2,000 subscriber giveaway. In order to qualify for the drawing, you need to be a subscriber, and you need to go and leave a comment on every video that is in the playlist called Autumn Garden. Now, if you're following both giveaways in terms of the first and second prize, then you'll want to go back to the playlist for the Autumn Diary Journal and the Autumn Garden Journal, and you need to go and you need to like and leave a comment on each of those videos in order to qualify. So again, I don't really care what kind of comment you leave. I would love to hear what's your favorite season, what inspires you, that kind of thing, because that's what really kind of gets me excited, is to hear what people like and what people do. I love this. Even this was unexpected, but I'm loving it. So there we go. That is gorgeous. We're going to be happy with that. So I'm going to pull this back over, and I'm going to go ahead and lay this down and just pat it. See what we get. We didn't get a lot of oxidation on this one, but I don't care because I'm not a big fan of it, actually. So, got a little bit going on here. You can see that. So, those are going to be good. We do need to make sure those are nice and dry before we start cutting them, though. So, I'm going to bring over, this one is the one that we did just the fired brick on. So I'm debating, I think I want to do some of the Victorian velvet on this one, and not add any brown. I'm hoping that I can show some restraint. Let's see if we can. There's always hope, right? There we go. Actually, I'm going to spritz some water on here too, just to be different. See what happens. And again, I don't really care if there's white in my die cut, because this is actually going to be a leaf, so it's going to be fine. So I actually really love that. Really love that. And so let's just set that aside as well. And wipe this off. And I'm thinking that I want to leave this one as it is and just do some leaves out of that. But I do want to do something else with this. So I was wondering, now that this is dry, what would happen if we added the fired brick to it. So we're going to give it a try. The worst that can happen is we're going to hate it, and it'll go in the scrap bin or something. Not a big deal. So I'm going to try to get in the middle there. Oh, I love this. Oh, this is a good move. Oh, wow. Look at the contrast, you guys. If I'll hold it still for you here in a second. I'll let you see the contrast that we've got going on here with that yellow peeking through. This is way more orange than I want it to be, so I'm going to go ahead and zap this one and see if I can add something else to it to kind of push that bright color back. So I will be right back after I dry this one. Okay, so I'm going to try to come in with another color. This is way too bright for me in terms of this this red. So I'm going to come in with some antique linen, and I'm hoping that that will kind of push back some of that color, because this is the beauty of the Distress Oxides, is you can layer them. As long as the layers are dried underneath, they will layer on top of each other. So we're going to try to focus on the kind of that red in the center and see if we can kind of push that color back a little bit. That is working beautifully. Love it. So see how we got a little bit more muted? That's going to go with our digital much better. So let me wipe that up. I'm thinking I want to do that with, what was another one I wanted to try that with? Maybe this one. This one's feeling very, very bold too, because it's not quite the tones that I wanted. That's more of a burnt brownish color, which some of the digitals in the kit are more pinkish, like a blush pink. So I wasn't in error by doing that. I probably just pulled one. Again, I'm using, I think, 3 different kits using this kind of autumn blush kind of deal. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Oh, this is pretty. I love it. I love it. Look at that. And we've got, it's pushed that back, and we've got some speckling going on. So that is that. So I'm just going to get this out of my way. I'm going to take a few more minutes to dry these, and then we'll be ready to do some die cutting. I'll be right back. Okay, I think we are good now. I am just loving this one though. This is going to be so pretty. And I know it can look a little bit odd, but when we do the die cuts out of this, they're going to be absolutely gorgeous. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to pull my die cut machine over here after I wipe my table off. And I will apologize in advance for the table is going to shake with this die cutting machine, but we're going to get her in frame here. So hopefully I can keep everything that you need to see in frame. I'm sure you guys have done die cutting before. If you have not, I hope that you'll enjoy. So these are from Sizzix. And I'll show you the maker here. This is Sizzix Thinlits, and they're these leaves. Aren't those beautiful? And so let's go ahead and get a whole lot of them out. It looks like we've got some cleanup to do here. Let me just pour these out. This is a forest one, which I just put in the same package there. Looks like I've got some pieces to knock out here. So let me do that really quick, guys. I'm so sorry I didn't notice that before. It'll just take me a second. Okay, it looks like these are pretty cleaned up here. Get rid of my crumbs. I just use my pokey tool to get those extra bits of paper out. So there's 5 altogether in the set. So we're just going to set those over here. And I'm going to bring my machine back so you guys can see everything that I'm doing. So it's a thinlet, so it's going to be on the top plate. It's going to be this top sandwich. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Let's try this one first. Move that over a little more. And I'm going to try to get as many on here as possible. So if you don't know how this works, you want the rough side down. So you want the cut side down. So the smooth side should be up. So I'm going to put that one right there. And you can always use, I grabbed the washi tape because sometimes you need washi tape to hold them in place. Since this is not a very particular kind of die, I'm not too concerned about it. In terms of it not shifting, but I think we're going to be able to get 3 on here. So there we go. So I'm going to put my plate back on top, my very, very loved and used plate. And we're going to go ahead and feed that through. Again, I apologize if the camera jiggles. see what we got here. So it leaves all these bits in there though that have to be cleaned out pretty much every time. Oh my goodness, these are so cool. Let me just poke this out really quick. Oh my gosh, this is so lovely. I think it had a little bit of trouble because we are working on kind of a really student grade kind of watercolor paper here, which you could totally do this on other paper. I just like the stability of it and the thickness of it, especially for this purpose, but you can try other things. I'm sorry, that's completely off camera. Not that you guys need to necessarily see all the poking. So that is that. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to go ahead and poke these out. I'm going to just set this to music just so that you guys don't have to listen to me yakety yak. Just going to poke those out. Okay, there we go. So again, I know this isn't rocket science or anything, but I thought I'd bring you along for the ride since I am doing this for the giveaway journal. So I'm just going to go ahead and just keep it simple here. Clean out these a little bit. They don't look too terribly bad. Just a little bit of cleaning up. And then we'll do another one. I will go ahead and speed through a couple of these and let you just watch. And we've got two that we didn't use, so we'll make sure that we use them this time. So let's go ahead and get one of these pinkish ones out, like this one. It is a little bit damp. I'm hoping that's not going to create a problem. So we've got these two that we haven't used yet. I've also heard it said that if you have trouble with really intricate dies, you can run your dies through your embossing machine with several layers of dryer sheets. That works. I think I've also seen people or heard people use waxed paper. So it just helps your dies to release these little bits a little bit easier. So I'm just going to poke these through here. We will use all of these scraps in clusters in the journal, so those will not be wasted at all. Okay, I'm just going to chat with you for another minute and then I'm going to let you go because you don't need to watch me do all of them. But I just wanted to show you what they look like with different colors. So I'm going to poke these holes out while I talk with you. So again, you can check out the specifications for being eligible for the drawing for the grand prize, which is going to be a 3-signature autumn garden journal using papers that are in these colors that I've showed you tonight. So let's just poke these out. So I hope everybody's doing okay. And again, I'd love to hear, what is your favorite season, or what is a family tradition? Like, we have Thanksgiving as our next holiday coming up. What is a cherished Thanksgiving tradition that you have, like something that you always do? I remember when I was growing up, we always had a fruit salad with whipped cream. And fruit cocktail. We always use fruit cocktail, but it's a good memory for me. So I'd love to hear you guys share what you like and what you remember, and if any of those traditions have been carried on down into your family, if you are a parent or have children, or you're an adult, you know, grown up, and you have your own traditions that you've created that are even different than your family's, which is also fine. We've created a lot of our own traditions with our nuclear family here with our kids and grandkids. But I love to hear what people, you know, what people do, how they celebrate those holidays, and what that means to their families, and that kind of thing. So I'd love it if you'd share that with me in the comments. And again, don't forget to hop over to the other, all the videos in the playlists for both of the journals, Autumn Diary and Autumn Garden journals, and you will, by leaving a comment and liking the video, being a subscriber, you will automatically be added into the drawing. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I will not be doing that drawing until the Autumn journal, the Autumn Garden journal, is done. So the Autumn Diary journal is finished, and you will have already seen, nope, you probably have not seen the flip through. I don't know when this one's going to publish, so I'm a little bit ahead of schedule. But you will be seeing the flip through of that journal if you have not already. And so I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I'm going to show you all these here in my pretty little hands. And I have a story to tell you about this later, but not tonight. It is late, so I will tell you a story about my nail salon later. Super fun. So here are all of the yellow ones that we did. So I'm just going to put them in my hand here. So look at all those beautiful colors. They're going to really make this journal like pop, because we've got these paler colors, and then we will edge all this with vintage photo archival ink when we get ready to use them. So, and they're thick, so I don't know if you guys can tell that. They're thick. So it's great paper to use for this purpose. So let's go ahead and look at these paler. Oh, I only got, did I only get, oh, there's 3. And here is the pinkish ones. This is the Fired Brick and the Victorian Velvet, which is going to be perfect tones for this beautiful kit. So that's that. And then our last set that I did on camera here are these right here. Aren't those gorgeous? So that was, I believe, I don't remember what colors those were off the top of my head, but it was that really bright yellow, and then the Fired Brick and the Victorian Velvet. So I will do the die cuts for these ones, or I might use a different die cut, because that's quite a lot of leaves. I might do one of this and do some die cutting with a different die with these ones. We will see. But for now, I'm going to say good night, and I will talk to you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.